Good afternoon to Director Sir, Director Ma'am, Principal Sir, my teachers, and all my lovely friends. Today, Mother Teresa House is here to present the rise of China as a global factory. China is playing a growing role in the world's economy. It is one of the world's fastest growing countries and is the 10th largest exporter. But China's participation in the global economy also offers important opportunities for trade, investment, and international cooperation to promote world prosperity and stability. Cheap and abundant labor, land, raw materials, and lax environmental rules all contributed to China's rise at the world factory. In 1980, the average annual salary in China was between $416 to $508, while the average American worker salary was 40 to 50 times that amount. China is a major hub for world trade. Given its huge land mass, population, a large growing economy, and strategic ports, it lends itself freely to huge international trade. The top Chinese imports from the world are electronic equipment, oil, machinery, mined raw material, and medical and scientific equipment. In the early 1970s, China produced very few manufactured goods. A tiny fraction of the US level, about 1980, China's manufacturing started to take off, surpassing the industrial powers one by one, overtaking the US in 2010 to become the number one industrial powerhouse. Why is China the global factory?
Given the abundance of Chinese products in the marketplace, it's understandable customers might wonder why so many goods are made in China. One of the reasons companies manufacture their products in China is because of the abundance of low-wage workers available in the country. China's business ecosystem of network suppliers, components, manufacturers and distributors has evolved to make it more efficient and cost-effective place to manufacture products. While Western manufacturers comply with various health, safety, employment, and environmental regulations, Chinese manufacturers generally operate under a much more permissive regulatory environment. China had been accused of artificially depressing its value of its currency in order to keep the price of its goods lower than those produced by the competitors. Business ecosystem of China. Low compliance. Chinese factories are known for not following most of these laws and guidelines. Some factories even have policies where the workers are paid once a year, a strategy to keep them from quitting before the year is over. Faced with mounting criticism, the Chinese government has claimed to institute reforms that protect workers' rights and provide for fairer compensation. Additionally, environmental protection laws are routinely ignored, enabling Chinese factories to cut down on waste management costs. According to a 2019 World Bank report, 18 of the world's top 20 most polluted cities are in China.
Taxes and duties. The export tax rebate policy was initiated in 1985 by China as a way to boost the competitiveness of its exports by abolishing double taxation on exported goods. Additionally, consumer products from China were exempted from any import taxes. These lower rate tax helped to keep the cost of production low, enabling the country to attract investors and companies looking to produce low-cost goods. In July 2018, the US announced China-specific tariffs targeting 818 imported Chinese products valued at $34 billion. This was the first of many rounds of tariffs imposed by both countries. resulting in $550 billion of US tariffs applied to Chinese goods and $185 billion of Chinese tariffs applied to US goods. The currency of China. China keeps a check on the appreciation of the yuan by buying dollars and selling yuan. The yuan was estimated to be undervalued by 30% against the dollar in late 2005. As of January 2020, the Chinese foreign exchange reserves totaled approximately $3.1 trillion compared to the US $130 billion. Weaker yuan makes Chinese exports more attractive and is seen as China's response to its trade war with the US. With this, we end our presentation. Thank you, everyone.